Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Aaron. This, my friends, is the Oculus Quest 2 VR headset, which I bought for $300. And I gotta say that as somebody who's entirely new to VR and VR headsets, this is probably the best $300 I've spent all year. Now, I'm somebody, like I said, who is entirely new to VR, so I got a little more conservative and got the 64GB model instead of the more expensive 256GB model, which costs $400. But after using this for a few weeks and having used this for almost everything from gaming to social to entertainment and also a bit of productivity, I gotta say that I'm very happy with my purchase, and I'm gonna share with you some of the reasons why. Not only that, I'm also gonna talk about some areas of improvement for the Oculus Quest 2 from the perspective of a first-time user, so do stick around for that. First, a very short introduction. The Oculus Quest 2 is powered by the new Snapdragon XR2 chip and 6GB of RAM, so it's got more standalone processing power than the original Quest 1. And with a screen resolution of 1832 by 1920 pixels per eye, it's got the highest screen resolution of all Oculus headsets. This means sharper images. In terms of battery life, you can expect around 2 to 3 hours of use on a single charge, which is pretty sufficient for casual gaming, but if you need the headset to last a lot longer than simply 2 to 3 hours, you can also plug the headset directly into a power source using the USB Type-C port. This will pretty much get the headset to last for as long as you want, and I often do this for apps that don't require a lot of movement, like video apps, YouTube or Netflix, and social media apps like VR Chat and Outspace. Both of the controllers use a single AA battery, and based on the alkaline batteries that came with the Quest 2, let's assume you use your Quest 2 every single day. These batteries are going to last you about a couple of weeks before you need to replace them. Of course, if you want to be a little more eco-friendly, or perhaps you simply want to save costs, you can always go for like rechargeable AA batteries to both save the environment and to save money. I think that talking about battery life is a very nice segue into talking about comfort, because it doesn't matter how great the Quest 2's battery life is. If you can't even wear it for 1 hour without feeling any sort of discomfort, then what's the point, right? But I found the Quest 2 to be pretty comfortable to wear. It has got some weight to it, make no mistake about it, but it does not bear down on my cheekbones that much because the straps seem to do a pretty good job at offsetting the weight of the headset. Now, I'm aware of the fact that some people may experience varying degrees of nausea when using VR headsets. If that is you, I recommend taking breaks every 45 minutes to 1 hour, but personally, I don't have much of a problem with nausea, so I did find the Quest 2 to be quite comfortable to use. I only needed to take breaks every 3 to 4 hours. That is, if I'm not playing physically intensive games like Beat Saber or Population 1. These games tend to make me sweat buckets, right? So I often take breaks every 1 to 2 hours playing physically intensive games so that my headset doesn't get soaked with sweat. So those are the games that I play, Population 1, Beat Saber, but not everybody likes physically intensive games, right? It's a good thing though that the Oculus Store has a pretty decent selection of games ranging from the physically intensive to what I would refer to as couch potato gaming. Games that don't require you to stand up and move about on your feet. Some examples include titles like Job Simulator, The Room VR. These games are quite fun, yes, but they don't require that you stand up and move around on your feet. They only need you to use your controllers to, push buttons and pick stuff up, and that's about it. So we do have a pretty good selection of games ranging from the physically intensive to couch potato style gaming, but what I'm seeing here is not enough of certain genres of games. For example, I don't see enough open world RPG games, competitive multiplayer games, or strategy games. Now, I bet that if you connect the Quest 2 to your PC using the Oculus Link cable, which is a pretty expensive cable by the way, and use this as a PC VR headset to take full advantage of the power and glory of PC VR gaming, such games won't be very hard to find. But if you intend to use the Quest 2 as a standalone product, then you're gonna have to make do with whatever's available in the Oculus store. Unless you do side quests, which is something that I may cover in a future video. So guys, if you want to know what side quest is all about, let me know in the comments. But there is one more thing that I don't quite like about the games for the Quest 2. The games they look pretty last gen in terms of graphics. Well, not even last gen is PS4, right? But the games for the Quest 2 looks more like PS2 or PS3 generation graphics, if you know what I mean. And I totally get why this is the case. This is, after all, operating from what is equivalent to a graphics processor for a smartphone. So again, if you want to play games with much better graphics on the Quest 2, you've got to hook it up to a gaming PC using the Oculus Link cable. But otherwise, gaming on the Quest 2 has been a rather fantastic experience because the tracking of the controllers was pretty accurate, pretty spot on. I mean, when I was playing Beat Saber and I was slashing at the bricks, at no point did I slash at a brick and the hit did not land because the tracking was off. No, it was purely because I had no skill. But I also like the fact that this has got something called the Guardian system. So this is what it's about. It's supposed to prevent you from accidentally bumping into your furniture when you're playing a game. So you're supposed to like specify a boundary in your play area, which is a very simple process. Just take your controller and draw the boundary around you. And when you're playing a game, the headset will automatically warn you if you are stepping too close to the boundaries you've set for yourself, so you don't accidentally hit your furniture or smash your TV while playing a game. And this I found to be very useful because I am a very clumsy person, and even with the Guardian system, I have bumped into my furniture a couple of times. But beyond that, once I've gotten used to this blue wall that appears if I step too close to the boundary, I know when exactly to step back and be in a safe area to play my game again. So Guardian system, it totally works for me, and it will totally work for pretty much anybody who uses the Oculus Quest 2. So I was saying earlier that I like to watch a lot of videos on the Quest 2, videos from YouTube, Netflix, or Amazon Prime. And the reason why I choose the Quest 2 for watching videos instead of watching my videos on my smartphone or on my TV screen is because on the Quest 2, I can choose how big I want my screen to be. Do I want to watch my YouTube video on a 60-inch television screen size in front of me, or do I want to blow it up and make it feel like I'm watching a YouTube video in a cinema? So you're gonna get a lot of flexibility with screen size. Also, its speaker system is not bad. Well, you're not gonna get a lot of bass from speakers built into the Quest 2, but in terms of clarity, it's there. In terms of directionality, if your video, your movie is encoded in Dolby Digital 5.1, you're gonna get surround sound for sure because this headset has pretty good directionality built into its speakers. The speakers are pretty loud even at 70% volume. It is loud enough for your gaming and your movies, but if you want the best possible experience, I recommend setting the volume at 100%. But is it also going to sound great for music? Well, like I said earlier in the video, you're not going to get a lot of bass from the Quest 2 speakers, but what you will get is quite a good level of detail, clarity, track separation, stereo separation, and in terms of sound staging, it is pretty open, airy, and spacious. Well, naturally, because the Quest 2 speakers were, after all, arrayed to give you virtual surround sound in the first place. So giving you a wide and open soundstage is kind of what it does. So it sounds pretty decent, but if you absolutely need more bass, or its sound quality is not really to your liking, you can always plug your own headphones in. It's got a headphone jack, 3.5mm, so there's still that flexibility there for you. So overall, I feel that the Quest 2 is a highly polished product, and I'm really enjoying my experience with it. But if there's one thing that can be better that isn't quite so polished yet, it's hand tracking. So basically, this is a feature that lets you use your hands instead of the controllers to do very simple tasks like scrolling through the menu, selecting, activating the Oculus main menu, and stuff like that. The thing about hand tracking though is, yes, while it may sound very impressive. I mean, it really is like kind of like sci-fi stuff, isn't it? In practice, it is very clunky. Like if I were to say type on a keyboard, right? What I imagine I can do with hand tracking is a virtual keyboard is in front of me, and I just type away like I would an actual keyboard, and the keys will be registered, and I can type so naturally, but in practice it's not that easy because you'd have to highlight the characters, then select them by pinching your fingers together one by one. That is how you type. Not like this, but like this. Like this, you have to aim and point, and sometimes the headset doesn't quite register your gesture, so it might mistake your fingers being too close together as a selection gesture, and it will just there'll be so many typo errors. And not a lot of apps support hand tracking yet. I mean, the Oculus main menu supports it for sure, and some other apps, but you don't get a lot of productivity apps or games or things like that supports hand tracking. So while hand tracking might seem like a great idea and it might be useful to a certain degree, I still see it as more of a proof of concept instead of an actual functioning feature. I mean, it's not going to replace the controllers for good, is what I'm saying. But still, at the end of the day, I'm very happy with my purchase of the Oculus Quest 2. I mean, I paid $299 for this one. It's a 64GB model, like I said, but over the last few weeks, it's given me so much more in terms of entertainment value than what I had expected. I mean, like I said, every single day, I use it for pretty much everything entertainment related, for gaming, for social, for watching videos, listening to some light music on YouTube. So to me, it feels like very good value for money, and I highly recommend the Oculus Quest 2 for anyone who's looking for their very first VR headset but don't want to dive into the deep end, and get something much more expensive like the Valve Index or the HTC Vive. But guys, I want to know what you think. Tell me in the comment section below, if you're thinking of buying a VR headset, would it be this one or would it be something else, and why? And if you already own a VR headset, which one is it that you own? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please show that you like this video by punching that like button and sharing this video with your friends and family. Also, if you want to see more content from this channel, more reviews, tutorials, comparisons, please subscribe and ring the notifications bell, because this is the only way YouTube will notify you of new videos from this channel. Thanks again for watching. Those be done here.